Hi, this is Andy with OMA and Marketer. In today's call, we're going to go over how to build a discovery call VSL funnel inside of GoHighLevel. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to set up our discovery call VSL funnel. This is a pretty simple funnel. This is often used for high ticket courses or coaching. And this is something where we're going to want people to get on an appointment to do a follow-up call to sell them for whatever service that we're going to provide or for whatever course we're going to provide or coaching. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start right from the beginning. We first need to start out with our questionnaire form. So a lot of times when we're doing these kind of businesses, we want to have a questionnaire form that is going to ask particular questions of the applicant before we even meet them. That way we're weeding out any customers that might not be a good fit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over here to sites and we're going to go to forms. We're going to add a new form and we're going to start it from scratch. Automatically, you're going to get the first name, last name, email, and phone. And then, of course, the agreed to terms and services. I am not a fan of separating the first and last name, so I'm going to take those out, and I'm going to hit the plus sign, and I'm going to just put the full name right here. And I'm going to make that required. Now, a lot of this is going to be required. The reason it's going to be required is because this is a form that's also going to book their appointment. So feel free to make everything required on this form. So we're going to add some custom fields. And we want to ask questions that, kind of let us know if this is the right kind of person to meet. So the first one is, let's do something simple. Tell us about the kind of business you are in. This is going to be a multi-line field in order for them to write a little bit of a story. So we're going to click on this drop down and we're going to choose general info. And that's going to add that to each contact as a field. And then it's going to appear right over here in general info. And we're just going to drag that in here. And actually, we're going to bring this one down below the check mark because this check mark is for the phone. And we're going to make sure that this one is required also. And then I'm just going to add a radio select. And this is just going to be a yes or no question. This yes or no question is, does your business make at least $100,000 per year? And the reason we want to ask this one is pretty simple. We want to know if they're the right kind of customer that we want to talk to. We don't want a brand new business person. We want someone who's been in business for a little bit and is actually making money. So we're going to do yes. We're going to add another option, or we're going to call it no. All right. And that should create itself. And as you can see, we have a nice yes and no here. And we can add, whatever other questions that are going to be qualifiers for this person. Then I'm going to go to the button and I'm going to change the word to submit. And I like that green. That'll work for now. So I'm going to just hit save. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to change the name of this form. And this is going to be our discovery call questionnaire. Please forgive any spelling. That might not be right. All right. So I'm going to hit save. All right. So that's the form. That's going to collect the information for the appointment. Then we're going to hit the back button. Then we're going to go over to settings. And now we're going to go into calendars. Click on calendars. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a calendar that is going to be used with the discovery call. All we got to do is click create calendar. We're going to choose round robin. I like to use that because it's good for multiple people or just the one. And then we type in discovery call here. We add a team member and we're going to name this. And we're just going to call this discovery call. And I'll just use my initials for this specific case. And we're just going to say that it's going to be a 30-minute meeting duration. And we're going to choose whichever dates would be right, whatever times would be right, and we'll hit confirm. After we've hit confirm, this is very important. We're going to click on these three dots here. And we're going to click on edit. And on the left-hand side, we're going to choose forms and payments. And we are going to choose our discovery call questionnaire. Now, the calendar already comes automatically with a form that gets the information for the person who's going to be joining us on the call. We decided to use the questionnaire so that we can get more qualifying questions. And then we're just going to hit save. Now we've attached that questionnaire to the calendar. All right. So after we've done that, we can actually start building out our pages. We're going to hit the go back button. We're going to hit sites. We're going to create a new funnel. And this new funnel is going to be called discovery call. And we add our first funnel step. Now the first step in this is going to be called discovery call sales page. And then I'll write the path. and hit create funnel step. And we'll be starting from fresh. So I'm going to hit create blank. Now, the purpose of this tutorial is just to show you how to get this done. You would, of course, do a lot more design and make it pretty and make it your own, but I'm going to give you some pointers on what's needed on the page. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the top banner, and then we're going to add our column, and then we want to add a subheadline. We're going to call out the attention of the people that we're going to try to attract. So attention small business owners. And then I'm going to start styling this. I'm going to get rid of a lot of the padding on here. I like to leave a little bit of room on the row so it's easy to choose it if I ever need to move things around. I'm going to go on the column. You have a little space in there, just a little bit to make it work. Oop, too much. All right, and then we go on the actual words, and that's perfect. And I'm going to just create myself a nice black and white funnel. I'm going to use red at the top. I'm going to bold those words. I'm going to make that nice and white. All right, and actually, you know what? I'm going to make this a little smaller, and I'm going to capitalize everything. I meant uppercase. Oops. There we go. Great. Now I'm going to add another section in here. And this section is going to house my video and my hook or my headline. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. You know what? Before I do that, I'm actually going to change my background because I'm going to be making a black and red funnel. Now I'm using the standard colors that are already included inside of this funnel, but you can always add your own colors by clicking on this button here and adding as many as you like. So I've made the whole background black here. So I'm going to add a section. I'm going to hit the plus sign here. I'm going to go to sections, add another full width section right there. I'll add another row. This is going to be one column again. And I'm going to start adding my headlines and subheadlines in here. So the first one that I'm going to put in here is I'm going to put in a subheadline of, let's make that nice and white and bold. And we'll also make the basic one white. I'm going to bold this though. I'm using this funnel to sell GHL to people who have small businesses. Let's just pretend like they have a small retail store or they have, a mom and pop kind of shop. So the question that I'm going to ask them is, are customers asking to buy your goods online? And what we're going to do is we're going to sell them the ability to start a store and build a store here in GHL. So then I'm going to add another plus mark here and I'm going to hit the headline. Actually, instead of making this white, I'm going to make this yellow so it kind of stands out. Add a little bit of padding to it. A little padding underneath. And then I'll put in my headline. Discover the easy way to get your products and services online. And that's a nice headline to get it started. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our video. Now, I would have already recorded a video. And in that video, I would have talked about the system, why they should look into getting it, who it's for, the kind of customers, and really sell it. We're not going to go over that in this. You can find many tutorials on how to do a video sales letter, do that online. In this, we're just showing you how to set it up after you've already filmed it. And actually, I don't want to have one that's this big. I'm going to hit the X here, and I'm going to add a new row. Now, the reason I'm adding that new row is I want to be able to make that video a little smaller. Now, GHL does give us the ability to make the video smaller within the controls right here in the width. But I gotta be honest with you, sometimes it doesn't work very well. And I want to ensure that it's going to look right on the page. So I put it in its own row. That's my own personal preference. Now I'm going to click on the row and I'm going to put this at the size that I want it to be. And I really want the video to stand out. So I go on the video and I'm going to add a background color to the video. And that's going to pop. That way there's a little bit of room all the way around and it frames it really, really nice. All right, after that, I'm going to literally just put a button. So I'm going to add another row right here. I'm going to add a button. And I have a lot of buttons here that I can choose from. Or I can make it my own, but I'm just going to choose one real quick here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to change this line to book your discovery call now. All right. And then I want to change the font weight to bold. I want people to really see this thing. There we go. And I think I'm going to change that red because it doesn't match the red at the top. So I'll just click on this one here. Well, I guess it is the same one. And you know what? I like a little bit of a rounding. So I'm going to go over here, scroll down by the borders. I'm going to add a full border. Now here's a little trick. Let's say we don't really want a border, but we want to do the border radius, which is the whole point of me doing this. But I don't really want this green here. I don't want white. I don't even want red. Little trick. You just go to 1 pixel here, and then you use the transparent. And there you go. It's ready to go. And this is going to lead to the next step when we create it. In the next step is going to be the calendar. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to scroll down here on the bottom, and the link for the button action is going to be next step. You can't see it because of the way the screen is, but it is there. You just click on next step. All right. Now, there's a good chance that the video isn't going to be enough to convince them. So we want to add some testimonials. And we're going to do that really simple. We're going to hit our plus sign. We're going to make another row. We're going to add a tagline here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I like the sizing and I like the color, I'm just going to double that up and drag it down. Oop, I got to add my row in here. All right. And then I'm going to drag it down. Oop, still didn't create it. There we go. And I'm going to drag it down right in here. And I'm going to change this now to white. And I'm going to say, see what people are saying. Got to capitalize my P. And I realize I already have that up top. I need to capitalize this up here also. So I'll do it up there. See what people are saying. I'm going to add another row here. I'm going to do a 3-column. It could be 2-column. It depends on how many testimonials. And I'm going to add a little video here. These would be video testimonials. And then I'll just repeat this and drag them over. As you can see, they repeated. And then I would put in the individual videos for all these testimonials. All right, and there it goes. And I can make another row of those videos really easy by doing that. And then we want to add things like our footer and all that information. So I'll do one last full width area. I'm going to put in my column. I'm going to add the image of the logo. So I'm going to click upload. I'll upload the file. Click on my logo. I'm using the white one in here. I'm going to make this a lot smaller. And then I'm going to add some links in here. Change this to white. And I'll add my privacy policy and my copyright. So now we're going to add our emoji, copyright, 2024, your business, use a pike, terms and conditions, another pike, privacy policy. And then I would link those, of course, and get them, linked into my privacy policy, my terms. And then anything else that I would need to add to the footer, I would underneath here, maybe Facebook information or anything that's used in advertising, but you would want to put that right here in the footer. All right, so that footer is now done and I'm going to hit save. And normally I would update the SEO metadata and I would put in all the content here. I would just, put in discovery call in the business and put the rest of the information. For this tutorial, I'm not doing that, but rest assured that's exactly what you would do. And now we have our nice landing page for our VSL. And we have our button for book your discovery call now. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add a calendar booking page. We're going to hit the back button. And because I like the layout and I like the colors and I've chosen how I'm going to do it, I'm literally just going to clone this page. I'll clone this step. Now that I've cloned the step, I'll go to publishing and I'm going to put in appointment and I'll just type in appointment, update the step. And now I'm going to edit that clone page and I'm going to take out the video and put in my calendar. So I'll put in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave this headline here. I'm going to take this guy right here, the sub headline, and just type in book your appointment. And I'll delete the video. I'm going to actually delete the whole video right here. And as you can see, this area has a light blue tint on it. I'm going to get rid of that because we're going to put in the calendar. I'll add an element. I'll type in calendar. I'm going to choose my calendar. Now, here's the thing. This is a little tight. This is a little small. So I'm going to actually open this up a little bit. And I'll just expand this. I'll probably just go 100% because the calendar is very, very important. And I'm going to clean up some of the spacing right here. And we don't need this button anymore. And I always like to leave the testimonials on the page. And there is my appointment calendar ready to go. I've made my appointment page. I'm going to hit save. The SEO information is going to come out again. I'm going to change this content to appointment or book your appointment or anything like that. Book your discovery call. Could be anything. And I'm going to update that information. And now my appointment page is made. I'll hit save one more time. I'll hit the back button. And finally, I'll add a new step. In that new step, I'm going to put in the thank you page. And I'll just type in the path. All right. And on this one, I did not do a clone, but I will use existing because it already exists. So I'm going to go the same funnel I'm already in. I'm actually just going to choose the appointment page. I'll click import. It'll take a moment to load. I'm going to edit. I'll get rid of the calendar now. I'll get rid of this extra column and row. And I'll change this to your appointment is booked. No need for the testimonials now. And, sometimes a lot of what my clients will do, and I love it, actually. I think it's a great idea. Actually, I'll leave the subheadline because I'm going to use it somewhere else. But I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to add another row in here. I'm going to make it smaller. And guess what? I'm going to add a video. Why am I adding another video? So a lot of times people don't show up to these appointments because they don't know what to do or they forget about it, sort of like that. So we're going to give them a little direction. So I'm going to go with background again. This is where we would have a video that would say, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the appointment. This is what you're going to learn about. This is what we're going to discover. Make sure you have these certain things. So the next part of what we're going to do is we are going to make a 3-column over here, giving them direction for what is next. I'm going to grab this guy right over here. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to add another row. Now I have a top row, and I'm just going to bring this title down. Okay, what to have at your appointment. This could be, domain information or whatever they would need to make this appointment a success. And then we would add in this area, step 1, step 2, step 3. So I'll put in a little subheadline here. Step 1. Add a paragraph. I'm going to change this to white. I would type in whatever the next steps are, make it a little bigger. I don't like to use 14 point. I like at least a little bigger. At 16 point, maybe I'd add an icon. And a little trick, if I know this is the exact formatting I want, I'm just going to clone this column and I'll delete the other 2. And I'll have my step 1, step 2, step 3. You'll tell them to go check their email, check in the spam box, whatever, to see if it's there. And this is our little area that has after the booked appointment. And we'll hit save. And that's ready to go. All right, so we've got our 3-page funnel. We've built out all the pages. Now the final part is the automation. The first automation that we're going to create for this is we're going to start from scratch. We're going to call this one Incoming Discovery Call Questionnaire. I want to know what their answers were. Very simple. So I go add new trigger and I'm going to type in form and the form submitted. And to get to the form that we've submitted, we'll click add filter. Form is discovery call questionnaire and save the trigger. We're going to assign it to a user. In this case, we only have one user in the account, but I'll assign it to a user. And then I'm going to add a tag. And in that tag, we're going to call it Discovery Call Questionnaire because they filled out the questionnaire. Make sure I got the right spelling. I'll add that as a tag and hit save. And then I'll send myself an email notification that they've come in. So it's an internal notification. I'm going to choose email. The from is going to be the person's name. So it'll be contact, full name, and then the contact email address. And I'm going to go to the assigned user. The user is the assigned user, and it'll be new discovery call questionnaire. Still haven't spelled that right. Not a big deal. And in here, I want to have all that information. So I would click on custom values. I would go to the contact. I would put in their full name, their email address, their phone number. I'm going to skip a couple lines so I can see the information that I requested from them. So I'll hit custom values. I'm going to scroll down, go to custom fields. And right here it says, does your business make 100 grand? And tell us about the kind of business that you have. So I'll just click on that one. And since these are all required fields, they're going to populate right in here. Okay. And I'll type a little something for myself in here. You've received a discovery call questionnaire. Okay, and then I will save the action. And what this is going to do, it's going to send me an internal notification that someone has booked a discovery call. And this is the questionnaire part of that. Make sure I got the spelling right there, hit publish, and hit save. Now, finally, I need to do the appointment reminders. I'm going to hit back to workflows. I'll create a new workflow. I'll start from scratch. And I'm going to title this Discovery Call Booked. And what I'm going to be doing is adding reminders, so that the person who's coming to the call remembers to come. So the trigger will be appointment confirmed. So we'll go to appointment status. The event type is normal. And the appointment status is confirmed. I'll save the trigger. Then I'll hit the plus sign, and I'm going to create a confirmation email. I'll title this so I know what I'm talking about when I look at it later. I'm going to put in the user email. This is me sending it out to the eventual person. I'm going to put in my user email address. And then I'm going to type in appointment confirmed. And it could be discovery call confirmed, anything like that. And then I'll put in the appointment information. I happen to have a little information right here ready to go. So I'm just going to paste it right in here, but it'll say something to the effect of your appointment has been confirmed. When is the start time? Who you're going to speak to, my first name, and giving them an opportunity to add it to their Google Calendar, add it to their Outlook, cancel it, or reschedule it. And I'll hit save. Now that's going to send them a confirmation email. If I wanted to, and if I had it in this account, I would add the ability to do the same thing through SMS. Since I don't, I'm not going to worry about it in this case. Now, a day before the appointment is set, we're going to send them out a reminder. I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm going to type in wait. I'm going to wait for the appointment time. And 24 hours before, I'm going to send them another email. And what I'll do is I'll click on this confirmation email and I'm going to just copy it. And I'm going to copy it right here. So it's already there, the basic information. And I don't have to worry about putting all this information. I just need to change the subject and the words. So your appointment is tomorrow. And I'll change this information. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And whatever other information I would want in the email. Obviously, you want to add a little bit more to this. I'm just going over the basics of how to set this up and hit save action. And then we can, have an hour before the meeting, a half hour before the meeting, 10 minutes before the meeting to make sure that they arrive. And I'm going to hit publish and I'm going to hit save. And that's all there is to it to create a discovery call VSL funnel. We went over the questionnaire. We went over the calendar. We went over how to build out all the pages. And finally, we figured out how to do all the automation. And now we're ready to launch and ready to get new customers. All we need to now do is drive traffic and get people to book their appointment. Now, if you like this video and you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.